I've never really been afraid to sleep in that house or go in that house or anything. I mean, you kind of, I guess if you grow up around that kind of thing, it doesn't really bother you. Where if somebody that is like, oh no, what's this and what's that, and it scares them. But yeah, when I was a kid, it used to terrify me.
The only thing I saw spooky was the stairs. I think other people saw things, but I never did, like in the windows or something. But I was never afraid of it because I had lived there when I was little. That's the first memories I have is living in that house. Then we moved to the other house. And I didn't come back here till I was like 30 years old. But that house was nice at one time. It was one of the nicest houses out here. Homer Patterson built the house. He is my great grandfather.
There's two parts. The first part was in 1906. That'd be the main house. And the second part was done in the 30s, between 34 and 36. When we moved in, it was Rick, me, Anita, and Susie. Then Mark, when he was born, he was there, but he was just a baby. We pretty much grew up there. There has been a lot of things that happened in that house. Well, not natural, I'll put it that way. We used to hear people walking up and down the stairs, going up to this on the stairwell. And I do remember one time, it was like I woke up in the middle of the night, I heard that, and I started hollering for Ma, and she came running up there and looked in the hallway, and it was nothing but a mouse.
I used to have to walk the kids upstairs to bed because they were afraid of the stairwell. And once you got upstairs, it was, nobody bothered. I think my grandma was born in a house. My grandma being Henrietta Rose Patterson, but I called her my Google because I couldn't say grandma. Her father was Homer and they called him Bip. And his wife was Bertha, and she used to be a Henry, Bertha Henry. But there was a person that a relative lived in I called it the junk room. And he died up there. So I don't know which one it was, one of their brothers. It was Gugu's uncle. So we always thought it might have been him still walking around.
I remember one night they were playing cards, and all us kids were still awake, so it must have been summertime. And we heard it, and Mom went to the bottom of the stairs, and I remember she said, "We know who you are. We know you're not going to hurt nobody, but you're scaring the hell out of the kids. So could you stop?" And it seemed like for a long time it stopped, and then it started up again.
All I could think of is that he lived in that room so long that he was comfortable there and didn't want to leave the house. That was where he lived. He wasn't ready to go.
There's been some people that have actually called it home. They're comfortable there. That they never left after they passed on. It's like if anybody's comfortable someplace, they're going to call it home.
I did walk in the stair and stand on the landing, and I had a Bible with me. I read some passages and told him it was time to go and rest. We were family. He shouldn't be, there, because we're family. Everything was good with the house. And after that, I never did hear anything anymore. All this land here was farmland. And there was barns back here and everything. And they hired white people to come and farm the land. One of the stories was in the downstairs back bedroom. We were putting up wallboard, something like that. And a piece of plaster fell off. And here there was a baby's finger bone in there. So we left the bone on the dresser, and one night while we were sleeping, there was all this ruckus and scariness. I felt a black thing like crawl over the bed, right over my legs, like a pressure. I really was scared. And, saying like, "Oh, I plead the blood of Jesus, don't harm us," and stuff. And when it got over, you just go back to sleep. But the next day, that bone was not there anymore, and I don't know, have any idea where it went.
The baby finger, she said that they heard, they put it on a nightstand, and that's all they heard was scratching all night long. And the next morning was gone. And just that simple, that easy. Supposedly, there is a baby's body in the walls still today, because I don't think they ever took it out. Where the bone, I really have no idea where it came from.
There had been a story that the farmhands had lived in that bedroom, and she had had a baby or miscarriage or something, and they never saw the baby. And I always wondered if that wasn't part of the baby plastered in the wall. I don't know.
I guess when I was a kid, the worst thing that, I can't say it was the worst thing, but the thing that scared me the most was people walking up and down the stairs when nobody was there. And you could hear it just plain as day. But it's like even now, the electric's off. If you go outside sometimes on the window on this end, it looks like the light's on and you can see the color of the room. You know, and there is no electric in the house at all right now. It hasn't been in about 2 years.
It was a little spooky. And sometimes you hear creaky noises, you always jump to, oh, what's that? But you know, old houses creak.
I'm a firm believer that the spirits that they do still walk amongst us. Some of the things that I've seen, not just at this house, but down this corner, back over there, over here, and over there. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that the spirits, some of them are not at rest.